Alright, you lot. Have you noticed our gaming crossovers have gone from cool to completely unhinged? Doomslayer in Fortnite, Mario hanging out with Rabbids. What's next? Elden Ring DLC featuring Barney the Dinosaur? At this rate, note's sacred. These companies will slap any IP on hold if it means squeezing out a few extra bucks. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow. Let's be real, crossovers used to feel like a big deal. They were rare, exciting, and actually made sense. Nah, feels like gaming companies are just throwing darts at a board covered in random IP and calling it a day. Take Fortnite, for example. Fortnite's in a full-blown identity crisis. On paper, it's a game rated PEGI 12, T14 in US. But let's be honest, the primary audience? Kids. Yet Epic Games keeps stuffing it with crossovers aimed at adults. I mean, look at the lineup. Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Billy Puppet from Saw, Ash from Evil Dead, all horror icons from R-rated movies. How does that make any sense for a game where 10-year-olds are running around doing floss dances? But when it came to adding Mortal Kombat characters, suddenly that were too violent. Same Mortal Kombat that lets you turn off blood and fatalities. So cartoonish gore into okay, but a guy who skins people alive is? Make it make sense. And yeah, I'm aware they're finally adding Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat into Battle Pass for next season, but that just serves to prove my point, because it's not just horror crossovers. Fortnite constantly leans into mature franchises like Breaking Bad, Witcher, Terminator. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing Geralt and Walter White in a game. But who are they really marketing this to? Because I doubt many 6-year-olds are watching Better Call Saul in between rounds of Zero build. Fortnite's turned into a bizarre hybrid, a half kids' playground, half nostalgia cash grab for adults who grew up with these franchises. And sure, that makes some money, but it also completely breaks identity at game. And worst part, gameplay don't change at all. These skins don't add out meaningful, they're just reskins slapped into the same mechanics. Fortnite ain't evolving, it's just throwing recognisable faces at players and hoping they'll open the wallets. And let's not pretend this is just a Fortnite problem. Mario teaming up with Rabbids? Weird, but at least it's a Nintendo thing. But when you see Kratos from God of War doing TikTok dances or Master Chief rocking out K-pop emotes, you have to wonder, do these crossovers even mean out anymore? It's like these companies don't care about consistency or respect for the characters. They just want your money. And honestly, it's working. Players eat this stuff up. And more ridiculous crossover, more attention it gets. But at what cost? Gaming used to be about immersion, storytelling, and iconic worlds. Now it's about who can cramp most franchises into the game and call it a live service. And don't even get me started on Call of Duty crossover problem. While Fortnite, a game designed for kids, is stuffing itself with horror icons and R-rated characters, Call of Duty, an M-rated game, is doing the exact opposite, trying to reel in younger players with cartoonish, goofy crossovers. Let's be honest, Call of Duty used to be about gritty realism and intense military combat. Nah, you can run around in Warzone as a Teletubby or shoot people while dressed as Nicki Minaj. How did we get here? And it's not just skins. Call of Duty has been making serious changes to appeal to a younger audience. Look at how movement mechanics have shifted over years. Bunny hopping, slide cancelling, ridiculous movement exploit. Gameplay is less like a tactical shooter and more like a cracked out speedrunner's dream. It's all about fast, flashy, dopamine-fueled nonsense, perfect for streamers, but a nightmare for anyone who actually liked COD's original style of gameplay. But worst part, microtransactions. Activision's desperate to make Call of Duty a live service money printer, and that means one thing, keep younger audience hooked. Bundles, crossover events, ridiculous skins, it's all designed to get kids begging the parents for COD points. Back in the day, you unlock cool skins by playing game. Nah. You just throw money at the store and suddenly you're running around with neon-coloured anime gun, turning Call of Duty into a Fortnite rip-off. It's like these companies have completely forgotten who the games were made for. Here's real kicker. Despite all absurdity, all ridiculous crossovers, all nonsense, we keep buying it. Gamers, myself included, are guilty of fueling this madness. Look, I get it. Seeing Doomslayer in Fortnite's funny. Running around Warzone as Spawn is cool. And yeah, when a game drops a crossover featuring one of your favourite franchises, it's hard to resist. But that's exactly the problem. These companies know that. They've mastered how to weaponize nostalgia. Instead of actually innovating the games, they slap on a familiar character, throw in a battle pass, and boom, instant hype, instant sale. Don't matter if crossover makes no sense, don't fit the game's tone, or completely breaks immersion. As long as it makes money, they'll do it again. And it's not slowing down. Look at how many live service games are now built around constant crossovers. Fortnite, Call of Duty, even games like Dead by Daylight. It's all about grabbing attention by slapping in most unexpected character possible. But here's the real question. Is this good for gaming? Because let's be honest, this obsession with crossovers is ruining originality. Why create a brand new iconic character when you can just drop another 80s action hero? Why build an interesting world when you can just recycle franchises people already love? And that's where this is heading. We're getting closer to a future where gaming is just one big corporate crossover machine, where every game looks like a pop culture blender, throwing in characters that have no reason to be there, just to get your money. At what point do we say enough is enough? At what point do we stop rewarding companies for lazy, meaningless crossovers and start demanding actual creativity? Because if we don't, we might actually get that Elden Ring DLC featuring Barney the Dinosaur. And at that point, gaming's well and truly finished. But let me know what you lot think. Are gaming crossovers getting out of hand? Or do you actually like where this is going? Do you think it adds to gaming? Or are we just feeding corporate machine? Drop your thoughts in comment. I might just feature them in a future video. And before you go, if you enjoy this kind of content, join Discord. Keep conversation going. Follow me on X for more gaming rants. And consider becoming a channel member. It helps support channel and gets exclusive perks. And lets me keep making videos like this. All links you need are down in the description. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time, you magnificent.